Hello everyone, this is Tech Repair Select. Today we're going to be building a PC. I have a PC already built. Just for the sake of saving money, we're going to use PC Building Simulator. The possibilities are endless with this one. You can almost build anything you want completely free. We're going to click on how to build a PC. This is a tutorial. This is very important. Building computers, I've built quite a few. I'd say about 5 at this point. I've helped many of my friends build them, and I built my own. But it's just ever expanding, and prices are always increasing, decreasing. You gotta be looking out on sales. So let's get to it. Step one, you gotta open up the case. This is computer. See, this is the case. It's brand new. Cooler Master. Cooler Master's not bad. Okay, so you remove the side panel. Zoom in. Next, we'll remove the back side panel. I'll install the power supply unit. Take each of these out individually. That's funny. Oh, I think I broke one. So we get a power supply. So these are the ports where you put your modular cables to go to all the components, like the graphics card. This is the main power plugs into the wall, fan so it doesn't overheat. Okay, let's get it. Alright, power supply's in. Okay, next step, put the screws back in. Okay, next we're gonna do the motherboard. There it is. So you got power there. It's the main power. That goes to the power supply. And you got RAM. This is random access memory. And you got the CPU socket. That's where the brain pretty much goes. CPU, you gotta be very careful not to bend the pins. This is the ports. Pretty much all your important stuff. PCI slot. So that's for like graphics cards or even external like media cards. Standoffs is where you mount it. CMOS battery, I think that's some kind of memory. Front panel headers, HDD SATA port. That's where your memory goes in there, where your operating system is stored. Panel headers. So these, pretty much when you press the power button, you gotta be careful with these when you're installing them in real life. If they're backwards, you'll have a lot of problems. Very much like the reset button, power button. So install it. Okay, these are the standoffs. So yeah, that's how it gets mounted. Okay, I gotta screw her in. There we go. I'm going to connect the motherboard to the power supply unit. So that looks like it kind of goes up and around. Connect the 24 pin. Connect the other one here. I think this, what is that there? The front panel. Alright, now we're going to put the CPU in. This is really important. We can't forget the thermal paste. There's the processor, heat plate, pins. Definitely don't want to bend these pins or damage them at all. Now I like this one. I don't know what socket this is, I forget. But I like this one best because it kind of holds the entire CPU in there. I had a bad experience with, I think it was an AMD one time where that whole entire thing came out even though it was pinned down. Yeah. We need to put thermal paste on there. Okay, just a drop heat, like a pea-sized drop. And we need the CPU cooler. Pretty much standard. You got the heatsink fans and cooler plate. A lot of the times these things will come with pre-installed thermal paste, which is nice. Okay, you get the fan and bracket, everything you need. It's important. Everything's got to match, like the CPU and the motherboard and even the cooler. They all got to have the same socket type. There we go. And this is pretty much your airflow. The air is circulating. So it's coming in here, circulating. And I think it's going out the top. I don't know. Yeah, a little bit. A lot of times people put radiators up here with water cooled system instead of this fan. And usually there's fans in the front too. Pretty much as a complete like clockwise motion and it's always getting the air out. That way you're not overheating. So I'm gonna connect it. Now we gotta put the graphics card in. Look at this graphics card. I haven't seen one like this forever. This is cool. A dual GPU, PCI connector. Okay, so this is like if you want to do, I think SLI, you can have two of them together and you connect them. Graphics processor, backplate. This is where you have to plug your monitors in. I always lose these little brackets. There we go. Now we're putting the RAM for all the background programs and everything. Okay, so you got the locks. When you push it down, it will lock. It's very important you have the right size RAM too. That way, like if it's DDR4 or DDR5 and it's not compatible with your motherboard, you can break things. And sometimes like the speed also is a factor. Sometimes like if it's too high of a speed, it won't be compatible. Now, see, I don't know. I don't know if this is. I don't know. On some PCs, you got to put them in the separate spots here, like. But I don't know about this motherboard. Sometimes you have to put it on the third one instead of the second one. Now we're putting it in the hard drive. The hard drive pretty much stores all your programs, files, OS. That's just a standard old HDD. These ones fail. I'd say they fail faster than solid state drives, but it's better than nothing. I think solid state drives are a lot faster. They can also fail because of overheating. So it's important to get like a heatsink for the solid state drives. Now we're going to connect it. Usually it has a SATA cable. Sometimes they have a power cable too. Like for instance, this one has a power cable you got to plug in too. Yeah, but newer hard drives they just have the SATA cable and you plug in the SATA here. You got the case fans I was talking about earlier. This is a standard fan. Put that in the top left here. I'd like to have one fan in the back, and if possible, have two in the front. Then we're gonna connect the case fan to the motherboard. Okay, like a lot of times is you have a mesh here as a dust cover and you can pop it out and then the fans, up to 3 fans can be in the front. But I like to have at least two, 1, 2, 3. That way you have 4 fans, get nice and cool. Put the case back on. Okay, and then this important part here is booting it. You're gonna connect everything. There we go. Now, usually you'd put a USB in, and then you'd boot to the BIOS and set up the BIOS. But first, you gotta make sure everything like boots. Like I think they call it the post beep. See, this ain't right. It shouldn't. Usually, you have to go into the BIOS settings. I can show you real fast. Use this computer here. I'm gonna put it here. This is the one I custom built. That's nice. See, it's all the fans. Okay, so we're gonna switch it on. We're gonna switch it on into the BIOS. So this is the BIOS. This is a lot of times where you can change like overclocking of the CPU and RAM. But I don't ever overclock because it reduces the lifespan of your equipment. I like my stuff to last as long as possible. And it'll give you all like your chips set information, how much RAM you have, how fast it is. Your graphics card. It'll tell you your temperatures. The CPU. See, this is the base clock. You can change. I don't ever mess with any of that. You can change your boot device here. So we're gonna do this. Show you how to install the OS. Might as well. So we're gonna change it to the 120 gigabyte. Yeah, just so we can install a new OS on there for you. And you can install Linux too. You can, if you have 2 hard drives in there, you can do Linux. So we're gonna install the USB drive. And then restart it. There we go. Let's see what happened. Normally, you could click like a hotkey on your keyboard, and then that's when you would install the OS from the USB drive. They don't really do disks anymore because there's just so much space now. Well, that's pretty much it. That's like how to pretty much set up a computer, get everything you need. And if you like that, comment, rate, subscribe. And who knows, I might do more like tutorials on this PC building simulator. It's not bad. It's better than spending like $6,000 on a computer like this. I can build one all day long just for fun. All right, take care.